Hey, what's up, Roxstars? It's Rox with a little bit of talk about what's at the top of the blog, so let's get to it. I say I'm gonna take some time off, y'all. All the cashiers, they was like, somebody stole her truck. It was like you could hear it all throughout the store. This Rox coming to you today with a review for Love and Marriage Detroit, Love and Marriage Huntsville, our book 4, Real Housewives of Atlanta. Let's get to it, shall we? Okay, you guys, so before we get started with the gossip, I need to get everybody up to speed on what's now happening with Top of the Blogs. I've been saying for the last couple of weeks that I was about to change it up because I was dropping some reality shows and that I needed to still make sure that I got my videos out to you guys. I still wanted to average 3 to 4 videos a week, but with me dropping shows and with shows ending like Potomac, I wouldn't be having anything really to review. And I would only have Top of the Blogs, which historically has been 2 videos a week, right? The 2 parts on Friday, Thursday, Friday-ish. But now what I'm trying to change over into, you guys, is becoming that vlogger who just posts videos as stories come about. I know everybody is used to having the long Top of the Blogs on Fridays and that people have become spoiled because it's just sort of like a week wrap-up of the topics that are that are out there. However, people now are used to just getting stories quickly, fast, not so long, and all that. I do love the fact that we have a rapport with each other and that we can sit down and joke with each other and everything. But I really want to try to change Top of the Blogs. We're gonna keep that same rapport, right? But I really want Top of the Blogs to be more about just as the stories come and putting it out there, and that we discuss about it, and trying to make sure that my videos are shorter, but with the information there and us still having a good time. So that's why it's no longer really Top of the Blogs numbered. Numbered in my head, but instead of it being Top of the Blogs number 566, this is just Top of the Blogs today, okay? And whatever the topics will be from then on. So now it kind of feels like we probably won't have Top of the Blog extras. Actually, we are probably going to still keep Top of the Blogs extras. Whenever the story is big, hot, yeah, there will be a Top of the Blogs extra. But the Top of the Blogs today, I think once everything is over with Potomac, that we are probably going to go more to a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Friday type of schedule, okay? But so I just need everybody to kind of get used to that because everybody has been so confused. Folks were sending me messages like, Roxanne, are you still doing Top of the Blogs on Fridays? Like, oh my God, don't take that away and all that. And I'm not, but it's going to be a little different. It's not going to be as long and we just going to get it done, you guys. And actually, I feel much more happy with this direction than these reality shows. I just realized that the reality shows have really brought down I just don't feel like it, you guys, and it's brought me down. It's made me not want to even really sometimes get on camera. So, but I do enjoy Top of the Blogs because I can just give my opinions on a whole bunch of different things and it's just different. So that's where we are with it. Okay, so everybody just get used to seeing me a little bit more in a Top of the Blogs type of way. Shorter stories, but maybe even more stories this way. We're gonna try to keep it to like 3 or 4 stories a segment, and probably more like 3. I really want it to be 2 to 3, but yeah, I'm long-winded and it's gonna take me some time to get used to cutting shit down. But that's what the goal is. We're trying to do 5-minute stories, you guys. Just 5 minutes and on to the next. Okay, all this long shit, yeah, we unless we just really feel like it one time, we're gonna try to get it a little bit more succinct. Okay, that's where we at with it. All right, so let's get to the gossip. All right, you guys, so the first story that we're talking about today is the disastrous accident. Some people are saying that it's not an accident, but what happened on the Francis Key Scott Bridge up in Baltimore. It was, what day was that? That was on, I don't even know what day that was, Monday or Tuesday. There was a large cargo ship that was going down the canal right there through where the bridge would cross. And I'm assuming that this is a well-used, well-trafficked canal that many cargo ships go through. We've gone down to Savannah, me and Mr. go down to Savannah, and we always stay on the river, and there's always these huge cargo ships. Some of those cargo ships are so big, you can't even imagine in your head, unless you really see it in person, how just enormous these cargo ships are. Okay. And so much like those cargo ships that come through Savannah and many other places, this cargo ship was headed for Colombia, Sri Lanka. And about 1:30 in the morning, it had left out. They were moving containers. So, you know, the big containers that you see the 18-wheelers pulling. Just imagine hundreds and hundreds, I mean, maybe even thousands of containers on these huge ships. Now, the boat, they say, weighed about 213 million pounds, all right? And coming up down this canal, where this bridge, which is about 984 feet long and somewhere around 213 million pounds, these are big, big objects. They said that this ship is, the way that the containers were stacked on top of each other was just as tall as the bridge, and pretty much, you know, weighing around the same amount of the bridge. You guys know, like I know, that when ships are headed in a direction, you cannot stop a ship on a dime. Like you would, I mean, not on a dime, but you know, a car, you would be able to stop much easier. But when you have something that large and that heavy going down a canal, I'm imagining it probably takes a long time to really get that thing to slow down. And we've seen these cargo ships going through those canals, and you know that they are moving at a pretty good pace. I don't know how many knots it is, but it's definitely moving faster than, you know, you just walking down like the river walk. So these ships are moving quickly. They have very skilled pilots, captains, you know, staff, crew on there. And they said that this was no different than any other time, because, you know, you have those cargo ships, like I said, they are heavy and they could do a lot of damage. But anyway, so about 1:30 in the morning, the ship was headed through that canal and they lost power. There's a video that is circulating where the whole ship just goes black. Okay. And also, if you've been on those canals and you realize that the lighting is not big on there. So when the ship goes black, everything is dark. You can't see shit. Okay. And then a few seconds later, the lights picked back up, but that was right as it was about to run into like what would be like the bearing column or whatever it was that actually held onto the massive weight of this bridge that, you know, distributed it so that it would make sure that it was, you know, that it could withstand all of the vehicles and the people and everything that goes on in that bridge. This particular ship actually headed straight towards that column and hit that column, which you guys know, like I know, you know, when you have, just imagine when you have any kind of something, it could be even something small like some deck of cards. I mean, if you have 3 cards here and somebody hits that first card right in the middle, then the ones that are up this way are going to fall down. Nothing can stand if it's not something there to hold everything together. And so those columns were knocked down, and the ship just happened to hit those columns and collapsed the entire bridge. Same way when you are remodeling your house or building a house or taking down a wall in your house. If that is a weight-bearing wall, then you have to put a beam or something there, or else your whole house is going to cave in. Your roof is going to start sinking and things like that. So the same kind of engineering, even though I'm sure it's way more extensive, you know, just the basics is you got to have something there that's holding that weight. The ship hit that, and unfortunately, so there was a crew of people, 6 people that were on there that was working through the night to avoid traffic, I'm assuming, to fill potholes. And they were pretty much the only people that were on the boat, because the boat was able to send out an SOS letting you know, NTSB or whoever the people that they got to let know that the ship had lost power. So apparently the ship had lost power. That's when the lights went out. They were not able to steer it or stop it or make it go fast. They couldn't do anything to it. It was just as if this ship was just going on its way. All right. So the only thing that they could do was get the SOS to stop cars from going across the bridge, which they were able to do. So this could have been a way worse calamity. Okay. Because they said that on average, 33,000 people cross that bridge daily. Okay. And so that is a lot of people, a lot of cars, vehicles that go across that bridge. It could have been way worse. But it is still very sad that there were 6 men that were on there that lost their lives. Now, I'm not really sure why they weren't able to get off of the bridge. I mean, if the bridge is that long, they said the bridge is almost 2 miles long. By the time that they probably got that information that, you know, the bridge was coming, that they couldn't stop it, and maybe they were in places where they actually couldn't see what was coming their way, because they said that when the bridge did collapse, that there were 2 at least that they knew that were in some room that kind of got trapped underwater and that they had drowned. They are assuming that all 6 are dead. 6 of those gentlemen were killed in this accident. But yeah, they weren't able to get off. I don't even know if they knew that the ship was coming. You know, we don't really have all of the details yet. There is an investigation that's going on. They have ruled out terrorism so far, but that doesn't keep other people from assuming or thinking that there's some whole conspiracy theory, because folks don't understand how this boat just went straight for the column. And while I think that can be quite concerning, and yes, there has to be an investigation of that, I think that they need to look at the whole, I'm sure they will too. But you know, when we look at, okay, you have this crew that has been doing this for many, many years, who are definitely hands-on, has had experience, know how to get through these canals, do it, you know, almost with their eyes closed every day, and make sure that they safely get the stuff, you know, from Baltimore to Sri Lanka. Like, imagine, who knew that, you know, somebody in Baltimore was sending shit to Sri Lanka? I know that it's other places. These people do this all the time, and have been trusted to make sure that they do things the safest way, you know, for everybody involved. You know, that's a lot of people that's on board those boats. There is a lot of products that's aboard those boats. I mean, it's a lot of time and money and human capital and everything on there. So I'm sure nobody really wants to be driving a boat into a column and things like that, you know. But again, the conspiracy theories, if you guys saw that movie, Leave the World Behind, is that the name of the one that the Obamas had produced? And there was many things in that movie where it was showing like there might be some weird things happening in the future when it comes to like electricity, and the web, and the just power within the it's a lot. You guys, you have to watch that movie. But a lot of people are like, okay, now we've been having problems with the planes, now we on the ships. So I can see where there would become some conspiracy theories. But, you know, until I mean, the government will never ever tell us if it was something just crazy, where if we were heading into that type of times. But yeah, I could see why people would be concerned. But I believe also there are just some times where shit goes wrong. Like I said, that power had gone off, and when it came back on, they said that was the generators that was, you know, kicking back in for the boat. Now, if they would have been out at sea somewhere, then they would have been fine. But the fact that the generators came on, but they were already pretty much up on that bridge, there's no way you can stop the bridge there. You know, that was the problem that they were having. But yeah, very sad story, very scary story. And you know, it's going to throw Baltimore, the traffic, you can already imagine. If this is a bridge that many people use daily, then their car just pulled up right in front of me, and it's just bright in my face. But yeah, the people that go across there now having to reroute. I even saw in the news, they were talking about like the cruise ships, you know, the luxury cruise ships, Princess and Carnival and Royal Caribbean and all that go through there. Now they have to reroute their people, which means that they have to, that's probably going to cost time and money. People are not going to be able to change their ports. And, I think there are even some ships that are out at sea right now that we're expecting to come through there that they've got to reroute, and that can be very expensive. Also trying to get everybody back home. But just that whole area, I'm sure none of this was needed. And it is they're going to get it fixed. And I know they're going to get it fixed quickly, but it's going to throw a wrench in many, many plans for a long time. This bridge was built back in 1970s, they said, and this bridge was not built with the current regulations and standards of, making sure that the bridge can withstand things that are happening today as opposed to back in the 1970s. Okay, this is the 1970s bridge, not a 2020s bridge. So that is also another one of the issues there. And very, very, very sad. You guys will have to let me know what you guys think about it. I know many of my rock stars live up that way in the DMV area. Even when I visited in Virginia when my sister-in-law passed, I was amazed at all the bridges and all the underwater places, under the underwater tunnels that you had to go through and how long they were. I had to really have a talk with myself, because you guys know I'm afraid of bridges. I've told you guys that many times. I don't fuck with bridges. I mean, if you got to go across it, you got to go across it, but damn it, let's get across this damn bridge. Okay. Because of reasons like this. You get into that middle of that bridge, which is 2 miles long. I mean, ain't no way you can really outrun a boat that's coming your way at however many knots, and you can't get across it. So yeah, when we go down to Louisiana, it's always scary for me because I don't like bridges, and there are a whole bunch of them when we go visit Mr's family. So yeah, you guys, I just wanted to get that story out to you. Prayers up for the families that lost, that lost their loved ones in that terrible tragedy. And when I know more about it, I'll let you guys know. Next topic. All right, you guys, so this is a follow-up. I really probably could have put this with my video for Puffy tomorrow, because also let you guys know that tomorrow we are going to do a deep dive into the documents from this last producer who has this lawsuit against John Combs. You guys, I got the documents sent to me today, and I have been trying to read them at work, but the internet is terrible at my job. And also they block many websites, so they block a lot of things on the internet there, so that I can't really read what I need to see. Every now and then when I'm in my car, I can read some of the documents, but I can't be sitting in my damn car reading 73 pages of a court document. Okay, I got work to do, shit. So tomorrow I work from home, so I actually will have time to sit down, read everything to you guys, and we gonna go through it line by line, you guys. I didn't do that with the Cassie one because I was just like, oh, this is kind of touchy here. But now we is in it. So then they done told us a whole bunch of stuff, and I know there's many other people that are talking about it, but we gonna give Roxanne's spin and feelings on the whole subject matter tomorrow. I'm actually gonna try to get this video, this first top of the blogs today. I'm gonna try to get it up today, which is Thursday. But March 29th, Friday, if you guys are watching this, then we gonna talk about Puffy. It's gonna be up later, okay? But getting back to what I was telling you, Russell Simmons, okay? Y'all know we saw that he was out there in Bali. We've known that he was out there in Bali, but I guess him being kind of slippery and making sure that he's not caught out there where anybody can walk up to him, they haven't still been able to catch up with him long enough to serve him with any papers. But we did see recently that Usher was out there. Now Russell, apparently he has opened a wellness retreat center. I didn't realize that place that Usher went to was actually Russell's place. Okay. But yeah, you guys know that he's very much into these Asian practices, yoga, and all of those different things that go along with that. And so he immersed himself in the Bali culture, and he has this wellness center and all of that. So he has this defamation suit. There's a woman by the name of Drew Dixon. She's a writer, she is a producer, and she is an activist. And she has a defamation suit against him because she said that he was just really trying to make her look bad when she had claimed that he sexually assaulted and raped her. And so she has this defamation suit, and she's been trying to get the papers served to him but hasn't been successful. Well, apparently she was able to have someone go over to the wellness center in the restaurant area, and I guess they were probably just taking a chance, just trying to see if they would actually be able to catch Russell Simmons there. I'm sure because he's been in Bali, you know, he probably was very, very guarded at first, but it's been some time now. He's been there for some years now. So he probably is starting to get a little bit more lax. And like I said, we just saw him in Usher and everything. So maybe they had got to the point where they were like, if we can just catch him when he's just walking around his premises, you know, then we'll catch him. And that's basically what happened. So she had a man go down there. He just hung out in the restaurant, wanted to see if Russell would just come down there, maybe get a bite to eat or talk to somebody or whatever. And he was down there for some time. Russell Simmons never showed up. And right when he was about to leave, he said that Russell Simmons actually walked into the restaurant with a group of people. So the man proceeded to go up to Russell and was like, "Excuse me, Mr. Simmons, you know, I'm not trying to interrupt your meeting." And when Russell Simmons was like, "Okay, well, who are you?" And he said, "I am here to serve you. I am from the courts in New York." Okay. And he said all that Russell said was like, "Ah, shit, fuck." Okay. So they did catch him. And I don't know the ins and outs like the real rock star lawyers, the real ones. You guys can chime in and let me know, now that he has been served, is it up to Bali to force extradition and make him go back to the United States? Or are they going to still remain neutral in this and let the U.S. handle this? I don't know how any of that works, but, you know, I think the biggest problem was that they weren't ever able to serve him. So he could just kept on saying, even though we all knew about the case, he could have just kept on saying, "Well, I don't know anything about it because I never was served any papers." Okay. Well, now he has the papers, and y'all, it's tough times for these music moguls out there, honey. They are cracking down on these people who have had, you know, who's had like a good strong grip on the culture, hip hop community especially. And you know, I know what the common thing that everybody is saying is that, yeah, you know, nobody did this to Harvey Weinstein. Nobody did this to Jeffrey, the one that killed himself supposedly in jail. You know, why is it always the black people? And I'm gonna keep on telling you guys this, and one day you're gonna listen. Okay, yeah, none of that shit is fair, but nobody said life was fair. Black people cannot do the same thing that white people do, and that's just what it is. Okay, so you have to fly the straightest when you have that power, because there's always somebody waiting to pull your ass down. There's one thing for this white man to be doing it, but you mean to tell me a black person, okay, a nigga, that's what they calling you. I don't give a fuck how rich you are. You still a nigga to them. Okay, not the nigga that I call you. I'm talking about the ones that they call you with R on the end. Okay, so you can get out that whole, you need to get out of that whole way of thinking, because it's not going to change. Anytime that black people fall out of the straight and narrow, somebody is always there to tell. Somebody is always there. Well, not necessarily tell, but somebody is always there to prosecute. Okay, why do you think that President Obama he had to fly the straightest? He could not allow anything, because, and you better believe they was waiting trying to see whenever he was going to have any kind of slip up, any kind of impropriety, anything. Okay. And that's the only reason why he was able to get through them 8 years with no problem. But who wants to live their life like that? You know, but you know, with high responsibility, what's the how the term go? With you know what I'm saying? Like, when you've been tasked to really be in charge and all of that, then you have a responsibility to do things correctly, because otherwise it's gonna all fall apart. And it might take years and years and years, but at some point it falls apart. Today is not like it was back in the 90s, you guys. Social media, these video cameras and all that, it makes things damn near impossible to get away with. The stuff that you just heard about back in the 90s, well, now people got videos and shit. And them videos is always going to get you caught up. So even though Russell wasn't, it sounds like some of the allegations that he has against him, all that stuff was happening before they had video cameras and everything. The fact that people have been staying on top of this and making sure, that he is prosecuted or at least brought to justice, and, we need to have our day in court kind of thing, that ought to let you know that they's folks ain't playing. They're not playing. Yes, it would be a beautiful thing if everybody was treated the exact same way everywhere, but the fact of the matter is it's not that way. And black people will not get caught up so much if they would understand that. Okay? Yes, you black, you just don't have the same passes. I already know y'all gonna be down in my comments and saying, Roxanne, that's not right. And ain't nobody said it was right. Okay? I said that's what it is. So, Russell, he got a lot of problems right now. Puffy, like I said, we're gonna talk about it tomorrow. But yeah, a lot of problems. Drew Dixon is feeling pretty good about it though. I was like, honey, you got your money's worth that day, honey. Whoever that was that served them papers, not mad. I'm not mad. Next story. All right, you guys, in KateMiddleton. So I hope y'all happy, okay? Because y'all had been stressed this woman out. Ain't gave this woman the space to recover from her abdominal surgery that she had. Y'all was in there breaking into her hospital records and shit. The poor child had to get the hell up out the hospital and hide out. You guys said she had comas. Y'all was giving her the weekend at Bernie's treatment. Y'all was talking about all of this stuff. And it turns out that on Friday, March 22nd, the day that we laid my beautiful friend Cheryl to rest, from very much these same issues. Okay, we found out that KateMiddleton has cancer. I'm not sure which cancer it is, but we know it's somewhere in the reproductive system, the cervix, the uterus, the ovary, some kind of cancer down there. Okay, which was the reason that she probably was having that surgery to begin with. I don't know. They ain't gave us no particulars. All we got was a very pale, thin KateMiddleton who looked like she would rather be anywhere but in front of that camera. But she had to put the minds at ease and all of the people that had all kind of stories about her for all that time, because that's just kind of how they do with the royal family over there. Now, granted, that picture that they posted didn't help. Honestly, they should have just stayed quiet from the beginning, but it's hard when you've got many people just making up all kind of crazy stories. At some point you're like, okay, we gotta say something just to calm it down. And when she came out, shit calmed down. I don't see it on the news and stuff like I was all the time. It was just like, even out here in America, that's all it was talking about was KateMiddleton. Where's Kate? Where's Kate? Where's Kate? This woman just got out of fucking surgery. She trying to sit down and she trying to recover, but she couldn't do that. Okay, so yeah, she finally came out. She told us that she has cancer. She didn't want to put the story out because she has young children. Prince, let me give y'all the names, y'all. Prince George, 10 years old. Princess Charlotte, 8 years old. And Prince Louis, 5 years old. They didn't want their kids to know, all right? But now I'm sure the kids probably do know, or maybe they don't. They're still young enough to probably keep them shielded from this kind of stuff. But what I'm saying is, everybody it'd be a frenzy around them people. And I can't imagine why anybody would sign up to be in something like that. The fact that you can't even recover because everybody thinks there's always just some kind of, some bad going on and all this. And I felt so bad for that woman when I saw her. You could clearly see that she was sick. Exhausted, probably scared. The fact that, she has cancer, the big C word, nobody wants to hear that they have that. That's something that you have to, I can imagine the mental, because she says she's trying to get her mind, body, and spirit back together. Okay. And I just think that, to hear that you have cancer, I feel like the mental struggle would be the hardest, because you have to deal with the fact that your body has turned on you, and that you have a disease that you don't have any control over. You can try to stay positive, you can get your treatment or do whatever you're going to do, but the disease is going to do what it's going to do, and you can't stop that. So to me, the mental toll that having cancer must be, on people. I pray that's something that I never would have to face, but I feel so sorry because you can't, the fact that she can't even face that just in the solace of her own home because of all this frenzy. It's just ridiculous. I don't know, y'all over there with the fooling with the royal family and everything. It's too much. These people at the end of the day are humans like everybody else. Yeah, they may do their shit wrong and maybe a whole bunch of wrong shit going on over there, but the fact that this woman has cancer, I'm sure that that's been very big and very scary for her whole family. Yeah, I was, when that came out, I was just like, well, I guess everybody let's see what they got to say now. Now they're talking about it could be AI and all, and I was like, that wasn't AI. But even if, if it was a thought that it could be AI, I'm sure somebody could test that very easily. That there are still ways, not just to the regular blind eye, but there's still ways that you can tell if something is AI or not. So yeah, that's where we is with it, you guys. But I just want people to start to realize that folks are trying to go through their life and deal with the things that are going on in their lives, and it just adds extra pressure to them when people are always speculating for something else. Prayers up for that family over there, what they're going through. And y'all get a girl a break. Just give the girl a break. All right, you guys, so that's the first part that we've done. We're gonna sign it off here because I'm trying to, y'all, these are all separate videos, okay? We do this every single week. Maybe a few times a week. Okay, so thumbs up the video, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure you come back. Until next time, Roxstars, bye.